easy to have a year plan. It's easy to have a 5-year plan, but oftentimes it's super hard to have a week's plan or a day's plan of the exact next step to take action with. And that was the conversation that I was just having with this person who, just taken me up on the offer I made to you guys all to just go take the productivity leak assessment that I do with my clients at this point in the year, and just made available to everybody who wanted to take it. So I hopped on the phone with them. We were brainstorming out where they're at and what they had seen in that assessment. And that's what hit them is I just know that I need to go and do. I know that I have action that needs to be taken. And I know long-term where I want to go, but I'm not quite sure exactly what that means for right now today. And that can seem super frustrating. And more than that, it seems like a dumb thing to ask for help with. When you are a professional and you're successful and you're like, I know where I want to go, I just can't get the next right step. What am I supposed to do right now that I know is the next right step? And that's where the productivity leaks assessment really helps. But this is the conversation I had with them. They'd asked me, what is that first step to know what to do, where to go? And so this is the conversation I had with them just in, 25, 30 minute. Obviously, I won't take that much time with you guys. I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown of those steps. But this is the conversation I had with them in that of what that needed to look like. These are those first ways that you can get super clear on it. So the first thing is we need clarity, right? We need crystal clear clarity. So because this assessment is something I do with my clients in the first week of September in preparation for getting them all the kinks worked out that they might have had, roadblocks that they might have had, trip ropes that were holding them back that they might have had through the earlier part of this year, the first 9 months or 8 months, I guess. And we are walking through, okay, now let's assess where are those productivity leaks. We first want to ask ourselves, we're 9 months in, and where you wanted to be at the first of this year by the end of this year, right? So on January 1st of this year, where you wanted to be on December 31st of this year, those might be there might be a huge chasm between them, or there might just be a small gap, but we need to assess that. Where are you in relation to where you had wanted to be? And then we need to assess what can we do to close that gap, whether it's a chasm or just a small little gap in the next 3 months, right? Or in this case, 3 months and 4 weeks. So 4 months. And so the first thing we need to do is really get crystal clear about what you want to have happen on December 31st. How do you want to feel? If you were to fast forward and think through, in my mind, this is where I want to be. This is how I want to feel. This is how I want to show up. This is who I want to show up as. Who would that be? That's your first question. Number 2, based on that, how would that person, in my case is she, how would she show up today to make sure that she is this person on the 31st? But that's what the assessment would show. It would say, here's where your productivity leaks are. And then here are some tips on how to close that gap. And then from there, you can pick one hard thing that's on that list that could affect in a big way, like a needle mover, but is doable. Meaning it's not the hardest thing on your list. It's not impossible. It's not going to take an act of Congress to get you to do it. It's just a matter of, this would be hard, but if I really put my mind to it, I could do it. And it's a needle mover that I would know would make a difference between where I am now and close that gap of where I want to show up come December 31st. And do that for the next 4 weeks. Well, with my clients, we start on the 1st of September. So we have 4 weeks to do this so that by the first day of October, when Q4 starts, we've already worked out the bugs and they're ready to just run with it. So that's the conversation I had. Is the first thing is you need to get clarity. You really need to understand where you're at, where you want to be, and is it a chasm or a gap? And then, based on what that answer is, what one thing can I do next that will close that chasm or gap, that is a needle mover, but that I can be consistent on and I can create as a habit over the next week? And obviously, there's lots and lots of great resources and tips and tools on creating habits and making them stick and all that. We go through all that in my framework, of course, and there's lots of resources out there. You guys are probably big fans of Atomic Habits and books like that, so you probably already have some knowledge on that. But that is what I suggested this person who I was talking with do. And of course, because they've taken the productivity leaks gap, we had the list of suggestions I had for them based on their assessment, their personal, like, here's my suggestions for you. The assessment just gives them that. And then I just helped them figure out how, if I were them sitting in front of this list, and these were the things that my assessment told me I needed to change, these are practical ways to identify which one to start with, which one to is going to be the needle mover, and how to implement it in their life. So hopefully me sharing what I shared with them would be the first next best step, will be helpful to you. Obviously, if you want to take the productivity assessment, you're more than welcome. Like I said, I open it up for all of you guys. I made it I just took it and put it on a landing page so you guys could use it. So it's not a big deal. Although it does give big results. What I mean is, it's not a big deal for you to go take it. It literally is like 3 minutes, I think, is all that it takes a person to do, under 3 minutes. But it'll give you a ton of information. And then hopefully, once you have that information in front of you, you can recall what we're talking about here today, and you'll be able to just kind of know where to take that next step too. So if this is something that you really want to get a jump on, and you really want to end Q3 strong with not just strength in Q3, but a plan moving forward that is streamlined and all the rough edges are worked out on for Q4, so you hit the ground running with Q4, not wondering what the heck you're going to do in Q4. Go take that productivity productivity leak assessment. I know it will definitely help you out. Have a blessed day.